this to happen. I first want to extend my congratulations to Justin. Quick little story, probably about 3 years ago, I was in Phoenix for the spring training, and I was at a bar, shocker. And someone coached me, I had a Davis shirt on, and said, hey, you know Justin Reed? I'm like, yeah, I know Justin Reed. And he goes, well, here. Next thing you know, I'm on the phone with Justin Reed. And just talking for about 5 or 6 minutes, I said, man, we need to meet up one day. Well, here we are, meeting up today. So, congratulations to you, Justin. They say in life that behind every good man, there's a good woman or two. But I'd like to add that a little bit more to baseball and being a pitcher. I think behind every good pitcher, there is a good catcher. And Rich Watts was remarkable. He was kind of like my mainstay, my rock, and my support. And I couldn't have had better catchers catching me throughout my whole entire career. It wasn't just him also. I mean, there was Chris Walsh and Ryan Hess as well. And all those guys, just being part of it, were amazing. And to me, that was something special. And just having Rich introduce me was something I wanted. So Rich was phenomenal. I also want to thank whoever had the tallying the vote for me to be here right now. It's been nearly 20 years, and I played here, and honestly, I thought this day would never come. So I thank you all. It's quite a feeling, a good feeling, knowing that my face will be hung on the wall here forever, with some of the great players from Davis in the past, especially from the teams of my past. Just to be reunited with some of these guys again, it kind of brings back the good memories from those early great seasons of '93 and '94. Unfortunately, I went here in '95, but that's because Roth and Scully didn't redshirt me when they said they wanted to, and I was too hard-headed and said, no, I don't want a redshirt. You know, I believe I was born to be a baseball player, and even though that might have not always been the case, you see, when I was born, wasn't even an hour old, and my father gave me my first baseball glove. Now, even though I don't remember that moment, I can reflect now and say that I was meant to play this wonderful game. I mean, I'm sure like every ball player in here, we played in the streets, stickball. We played wiffle ball in the public tennis courts. And of course, I was thinking I was Darryl Strawberry, which is kind of weird, but but I love this game, and I would play every day. I remember growing up in Little League in Longmont, Colorado, where these fields were covered in weeds and sticky little thorns. And I was actually playing shortstop, and I always prayed that that ball would never come to me. The reason why is when the ball would hit, all the thorns would gather on the ball, and you hit it in your glove, you'd pick it up, and there'd be thorns sticking in your hands. So you really had to focus on trying to get it over to the first base. And I think that's kind of where I learned how to just focus and try to hit a target. Also in those fields, we also learned how to slide, believe it or not, in the thorns. I actually have proof on my knees that today that we did that. And if I would have known I was going to be a pitcher, then I would have never participated in those things. And even though I love to play the game, I actually quit baseball one year. I don't know if I was burned out or not, but my other love in Longmont was basketball. I thought basketball would be my sport forever. Then one day, my parents were sitting at breakfast and they said, well, we're going to move to California. I'm like, wow, that's great. Ocean, beaches, bikinis, sunshine, movies are great. So we moved to Fresno. I know one guy who said Fresno twice, he must really love it. But the only palm thing is finding the golf course today. Anyways, so we moved to Fresno. We moved right in the middle of basketball season. And so naturally my father took me to the high school basketball coach and said, we have a game today, why don't we go watch the game? All right, great. So we went to the local opposing high school, and I thought it was a college, because I came from a small town. But I remember the guys coming out, and they start jumping around out of the gym, dunking the ball, and I never saw that in a little small town I came from. And I just remember sitting in the stands, looking at my father, probably wide-eyed like a deer in headlights, and I said, when's baseball start? So pretty much the rest is history. So I continued playing baseball. And it was my senior year, and I just beat Fresno High School. I pitched fairly well. And I came out with ice packs on my shoulder and whatnot. And this gray-haired fella came up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Ralph Rago, and I'd like for you to think about coming to UC Davis." Well, I didn't even know where Davis was. I didn't know where it even existed. But I wasn't, as you can tell, I wasn't really that figure, of a big presence. I was a pretty scrawny kid in high school, and I could barely break a pane of glass. You can even ask my mother, who caught some of my bullpens in the front yard. But I thought about it, and the thing that was sold me was Ralph said he would give me the opportunity to pitch here, and that's what I wanted to do. I couldn't sit out, and I was hard-headed, and I wanted to play the game, and I didn't want to sit out either. And he said, just come in, if you pitch well enough, you might have an opportunity to play. So I want to thank Ralph for that time, because if he never came and saw me, I don't know if I'd be standing at this podium today. So Ralph, thank you very much, and congratulations to you.